ね、国家が何もしなくても、良い対策がなければ国はなくなっちゃう、でもそこまで行く前にもう近未来に、日本という国を超えた、国家を超えたグローバルテロ集団がですね、国を支配するようになる日が近いんですよ。でこのグローバルテロ集団っていうのは誰のことかって言ったら WHO ですね。つまり PCR スキャンダルを生み出してですね、命の危険のある怖いパンデミックだーと感染症の宣言したのは WHO、ほんで世界の常識をキャンセルさせてしまったわけだから、これがね力をどんどん増してるわけですよ。これ前もやったんだけど、もうすぐ日本が日本じゃなくなるという WHO 帝国が始まる危機が迫ってます。ということでこちらはもう折を見てずっと警鐘を鳴らしていかなきゃいけないんで、今年またことが動きましたから1月になってこちらを見てください。どうぞ。
New World Order? Post-COVID pandemic rule changes would give the WHO more control over your life. The World Health Organization is moving forward to revise international health regulations in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Some member states are expressing concern over provisions of the zero draft WHO Convention Agreement. Critics say the proposed agreement would give the WHO authority over health care, trade, and other aspects of our lives. Well, joining us to explain more is Reggie Littlejohn. Ms. Littlejohn is president of Women's Rights Without Frontiers and co-chair of the Stop Vaccine Passport Task Force. Hi, Reggie. Before we discuss how this ties into U.S. law, what would approval of this zero draft agreement mean for people worldwide?
Well, I believe that it will mean the establishment of a worldwide totalitarian biotech state. So these instruments, and by the way, you correctly characterized the zero draft as an agreement. That's what they're calling it. They don't want to call it a treaty because they are deliberately trying to subvert the United States and the other countries' treaty processes. So if it's an agreement, all it takes is a signature. It does not take going through our Senate. So people say, oh, don't worry about it. It will never pass our Senate. Well, they are deliberately subverting our Senate process.
Signatories must recognize, quote, the central role of the WHO as a directing and coordinating authority on international health work. What do you believe that means?
Well, it means that the WHO is able to call the shots if there's any health emergency or potential health emergency anywhere in the world, and the language that says that they have to have the permission of the country is stricken so that they can do it without the permission of the country. And it's not only about human health. They have something called One Health, which means that they can do it on behalf of human health, animal health, plant health, the environment. They can use any reason that they want to be able to come in and basically run the show in terms of addressing that health issue.
And I've read the zero draft proposal. It gives the WHO authority over the global supply chain, trade, commerce, through establishment of the WHO Global Pandemic Supply Chain and Logistics Network. WHO Director General Tedros would lead that effort early on in the pandemic. You remember Tedros praised President Xi Jinping for China's efforts to control the outbreak. So your thoughts on him and his potential control of the supply chain?
Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus is very closely aligned with the Chinese Communist Party, and the Chinese Communist Party has absolutely outsized influence at the World Health Organization, which is why they were able to get away with all the lies that they did, which were just amplified by Dr. Tedros. So this is not a good alliance at all. And in terms of the supply chains, they are also wanting to take control over the intellectual property. Like if somebody in the United States or another country develops a great vaccine, they're going to be forced to share that information.
How is the Biden administration planning to use the National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA, to pre-approve whatever is approved by the WHO?
This is something that just came to my attention on Friday from an international law expert, that this National Defense Authorization Act, which was rammed through at the very end of the last Congress, contains within it something called the International Pandemic Preparedness Act. And I think most people in Congress don't even know about this. But that act contains a loophole in it, which he argues, and I agree, whatever the World Health Organization passes is automatically made law in the United States, again, subverting our Senate. So this needs to be opposed. And in fact, I think that the entire World Health Organization attempt to take over the world, really, through vaccine passports. That's another thing that they want to do. The World Health Organization, if these things are passed, will have the ability to mandate in the United States how we handle a pandemic, including forced quarantines, forced mask mandates, forced vaccine mandates. That I think anyone who believes in freedom, we should actually withdraw from the WHO.
Yeah. これについては前もちょっとね紹介したけど、これねもう今年の2月、からの後半から3月の先週ぐらいまででジュネーブで開催された第4回の会議でこれ議論されたはずですよ。つまり去年の11月ぐらいにこのゼロドラフトっていうね、国際保健規則のゼロドラフトが公開されて、これがベースになるわけですよ。これをベースに交渉していこうという。だからこの加盟国はこのゼロドラフトに基づいて最終的にはこうサインすると。でそうなるとこれ国家主権を超えて、今アメリカの話してるけど日本も一緒で国家主権を超えて WHO が権限を持っちゃうわけだから、だからもう国の承認日本の国会関係ないですよ。日本の国会議員も何の手も足も出ない。もう WHO が強制隔離って言ったら隔離される。でそこには罰則も伴うようなものになっちゃうっていう話だから、これは世界の安全を守ります、皆さんを感染症から守ります、安心安全のためにという体で WHO が、そして中国のお金が入って、あるいはインチ教授さんたちがズブズブお金を払って、もちろん日本も随分払ってるけどね、そこが国家を超えた主権のある団体として我々の生活を支配することができるようになる。これがもう着々と進んでるって話なんですよ。でこれをトランプさんはもう大統領の時は WHO から私はもう撤退しますよって話だったんだけど、バイデンさんになったら完全にまたズブズブに戻りまして、だからこれはね、このニュースでも言ったけど、やっぱり WHO の加盟国から撤退しないといけない。日本も日本独自でやればいいんですよ。
いや本当に日本の、国内のことは日本で決めればいい。
これ本当に皆さん声を上げていかなきゃいけないと思いますし、これねグローバル全体主義と戦うって言ってる、一応声を大にして言ってるのが参政党でしょ。
そうですよ。
だとしたら参政党とかはここはもう徹底的に戦ってもらわなきゃ困るところだし、全て全体主義にノーを言う全ての人は政党を超えて、これもノーを言わなきゃいけないところですよね。